Welcome back, everybody, to week 2 of the Live and Aloha podcast. I'm your co-host, Ma'a,
I'm Liv.
and here we go.
Thanks for coming back.
Appreciate you guys
Thanks
coming
for
back. Yeah,
joining us for the first time.
whatever time it is. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Last week was a great experience. It was our first episode. It was fun. Just kind of navigating how we're gonna go through this podcast journey. But we've learned a lot already. So
good intro.
For sure.
But this week, we're talking all about sort of the cultural dynamic of our marriage and our relationship and how we grew up differently and how things we want to change or things we want to keep about creating our own family and how we're going to raise our kids and combining the things that we loved about our upbringings and leaving behind, the things we maybe didn't love.
Yep. Take the good and learn from the bad.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Tell them about your challenge that you wanted to start incorporating into the podcast.
I thought it would be fun to try a new drink every time we record a podcast. So this week we're doing Poppy. The strawberry lemon flavor. So
Call me.
Let's give it a try.
All right. Strawberry lemon.
Hear the crackling sound?
Yeah, go ahead and put that. Yeah, we like that.
Have you had this before?
I don't even know. Let's give it a shot.
That's actually really
Cheers,
good.
Lady. Cheers. Second podcast. We're really doing this thing for real.
I know. How fun is that?
Proud of you.
Prebiotic soda. That tastes good, though.
That did give a little pop, Poppy. I like it. And it's healthy. Prebiotics. I'm not really the healthy guy right now in my life, but
we're getting there.
Yeah, it's a day-by-day process. But you know what? This is giving me the kick I need right now.
I hope it doesn't have caffeine. It's like 9:00 at night.
I hope it does.
Anyways, let's jump into it.
Let's do it.
Actually, I just remembered. We're going to do a little weekly update. Okay. Anything fun, anything silly.
You go first.
Exciting. I did want to say, I have had the hardest time finding a good watermelon. There's all these different tips and tricks. How do you find the best watermelon? Nobody knows the truth, and it's just luck of the draw, I feel like. But I did stick to these couple tips that I'm going to give you, and I hope it works for you. So you go for the dark green, okay? You don't want any light green. You don't want white stripes, you want dark green. You want it to be more round than oval shaped because that means it's more watery it's more watery if it's oval. And then you want a big yellow spot on it. I've also heard if there's the little brown webbing on it, that means it's sweet because that's where the bugs.
Hold on 1 second. Can you guys just leave a quick comment for Livy's hair? She got her hair done today.
I did.
The bob is in.
It's bobbing.
It's bobbing. It looks beautiful.
The bob is back. If you're just hearing this, then go take a peek at the YouTube so you can check it out.
Yeah. Looks good. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Thank you. Okay, so that's how you find a good watermelon. Let me know if it works for you. It's worked for me 2 for 2.
Okay? 4 2. And it has been good. Every time you chop those up right when you get them.
Really good.
Melons and just slap them in a big bowl. Chop it up right when you get it. Slap it in the fridge so it can stay cold. And then just chip at it through the week. And dang.
No, I'm sad watermelon season's kind of going to end soon, though. It's coming fall, which brings me to my next.
Well, I identify as a watermelon, so just through the winter, go ahead and find me.
What does that mean?
Chop me up and.
Okay. Bring me to fall.
Wait. I didn't even share mine.
Oh. I was going to do all mine, and then you can do yours.
Oh, okay.
Or we can switch off.
No, I like that. Okay. Go ahead.
My next thing is, I thought it'd be so fun and so not original, but how cute if we make a fall bucket list.
A fall bucket list.
And I think it's time. It's August. I know I'm not really ready for fall, and it's still 90 degrees outside, but yeah. I think I'll be more excited if we make a fun list of all the things we want to do, spend time as a family. We can be more intentional with our weekly dates, go to the pumpkin patch, go carve pumpkins, go make some apple cider. Yeah.
I think it's special. Because when you make a list and you look at it and then, you start to put it on your calendar every day, it's actually more likely to get us to actually go and do it instead of just floating in our brain. Yeah. We have always a million ideas, and just like this podcast, it was just an idea until you started to act on it. And hopefully we can get that bucket list done and go on all those fun adventures. We have a Disneyland trip coming up soon as a family, so that'll be exciting.
I'm so excited.
That'll be
and it'll
fun.
be our daughter's first time.
Daughter's first time.
She's
We'll
gonna
be
be
able to
in
see
heaven.
my favorite brother-in-law.
He's coming back from his mission next month. Shout out to Finn.
Shout out Finn. Can't wait to see that guy.
Okay, and then the last thing that I had was, will you please tell them about our massage date last week?
We had a date night last week. It was a surprise. I asked Livy to plan it, so I really had no idea what we were getting into, and it just so turns out that the one time I really wear, like, I don't ever dress out like that, but I was like, maybe tonight's the night. Maybe she got me up at Roots Chris. Maybe she got me, at the mall, stuff like that. But no, turns out to be Livy did exactly what I should have known Livy was going to do. A date, one of her favorite dates, of course, is a massage. So I'm wearing denim jeans, denim jacket, Air Force Ones.
Not a comfy massage fit.
No. And it's clothes on. It's clothes on fit. So
it's a clothes on massage.
Yeah, clothes on. Yeah, that's my bad. A clothes on massage. So we get there, and I'm already thinking like, okay, hopefully it's one of the ones where you take the clothes off, because if it's on, I'm not gonna feel the massage. You're gonna have to. Yeah, they're gonna cramp up with their hands. Got in there. Turns out to be it's the clothes on, so I had to ask them for an outfit.
No. You were like, would it be okay if I just took off my shirt and my pants and I could just be in my underwear? The lady's like, ooh. She's like, I can go grab you a shirt.
And she didn't really understand English too much, so I don't even know if she knew what I was asking.
But she did not want you to be.
But she definitely got the vibe. She heard the word underwear, looked at me, and was like, "Probably not you.
We don't do that here.
Probably not you. So I'm gonna go get you an outfit." Came back and got me, like, what do you call? I mean, I don't know.
It's like a silk Chinese
shorts and a button-up top. I could have went on vacation in that outfit. That totally was me, though.
We should put up a picture, because I was cracking up.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have pictures. It was a video.
I can screenshot.
Thumbnail that, yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious, and I was crying laughing.
No, it was a funny thing. That's a note. If you're ever going to surprise your husband or your wife on a date, please also give them an attire for the surprise, so that you don't get there and you're not borrowing business's clothes. I didn't take it home. I changed back into my outfit, but it was a good story and a good memory to tell. So.
You honestly would have worn that probably.
I wanted to take it home. No, I did want to take it home.
Maybe I'll get you one of those for your birthday. Ma'a's birthday's next month.
My birthday's next month, September 18th. Stay tuned for that. Hopefully it's a Friday, so we can film a podcast.
I think it's a Thursday.
It's all good. All good.
What was your week like? Did you have anything you want to talk about?
What was the first? I know you had your first thing when you brought up the watermelon story.
What do you mean? No, those are just 3 random things. It's not like a format. Like, you can say anything. Something you learned, something that was funny.
I think this past week, I got on a medicine for the first time. Mm-hmm. I was diagnosed with ADHD last week, or 2 weeks ago, and then I got my medicine last week. But my experience with this new medicine has been pretty eye-opening. I didn't know, I'm not a big guy into medicine, so I was a little, scared to take it at first, but ended up taking it, and finally I'm able to sit down without, jiggling around in my pants and stuff like that. I jiggle around in my pants.
Please.
But, like, the jitters is what I mean. I always have ants in my pants. If I ever try to study, get work done, sitting in one place looking at my laptop,
it's so bad.
It's just not me. It's like, I had to figure out a way to make sure I can sit in one place and get some work done, so that we can progress in our work stuff that we're working on. So,
and I think
thank goodness the medicine.
Sorry, I think
you're good.
When you're doing hands-on work, like when you are detailing a car, like, you don't have that problem at all because you're physically doing it. But when it's the mental work that you have to, like, be in one place and you're not moving your body through the work, it's like, that's when you have a hard time. Because you can you could do 3 cars in a day and, like, be able to do it.
Nobody told me when you decide to step out of your business and work on your business instead of in it, that it's a completely different, hard work is still there, that work ethic, you still want to apply it both in the same, but it's just a different version of work that I'm not used to. I've always done hands-on work my whole entire life. My upbringing, we learned a lot from the work that we did, but it was with the shovel and digging holes. So everything was hands-on physical work. And to do the work in the back end now, where you're working on websites, accounting and stuff, clients, talking to clients, it's just a little different type of work that you have to really get used to. At least for me, I'm still having a hard time getting used to it because it doesn't feel like you're getting work done. At the end of a detail, you can see the result of your work 3 hours later. At the end of our work, I mean,
there's just more work.
It's just updated on the website and nobody knows.
Yeah.
So
there's
it's
not
an
the
adjustment.
satisfaction of like, did it.
Yeah.
The day is done.
Yeah. Thanks to my medicine, it's helped me sit down and be able to focus and help me adjust to working on the business instead of in it. So
I love it.
And check out these flowers. These flowers, Stanley, sponsor us. And these beautiful flowers.
I need to buy more vases because it's in a Stanley cup.
Yeah.
For those who aren't watching.
No, that is aesthetic.
It's so pretty though. Thank you for the flowers. You're so nice.
It's beautiful.
Well, let's jump into our topic.
Let's do it. Marriage, culture.
Let's see here. Let's get into a day in the life of Ma'a as a kid. What was your normal week, morning to nighttime? What were you doing? Who were you with?
Kid in Hawaii, kid in Utah. Which one? I kind of had the hybrid version of growing up. I moved to Utah when I was 9, so kind of was able to live both lives. But you said Hawaii? I'd wake up. I mean, I don't remember too much. It's that high life. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. You wake up in the morning. Let me try to remember a day. Wake up in the morning, get ready for school. I used to live in a house with 4 families in 4 rooms. Small house. All my families, close families. Slap on whoever's shoes were out in the front. There was piles of shoes. I remember one day I slapped on probably size 15 green Converse. Mind you, I'm 7 or 8 years old at this time, so I thought it brought the outfit that I had on together perfectly. So slapped that on, went to school. On the way home, there's the house down the road from ours, the Nalia East. They used to sell like limui snacks, strawberry belts, all kinds of things. And I never had money, so you just find quarters on the way home, and you could buy a little pack of strawberry belts and take those home with us. And it was either football practice or go to the beach, hang out with the friends all day, play some pogs, eat some musubis, go home, do some chores. Yeah, that was pretty much the life we had while growing up. Not much thought into the future, just very present. How about yourself?
Well,
tell them where you were born, what age you moved here, and then a day in the life.
Okay, so I was born in Oregon, but I only lived there for a year. Yeah. So I don't remember it at all, obviously. We moved to Utah, and let's see. I have a few memories before my parents got divorced. They got divorced when I was 6. So I do remember, like, when I was...
Cat's out the bag.
Before that. And...
Oh, my bad.
I think I had a fun childhood. I mean, my dad got remarried, so I had 2 little step siblings. So I was the youngest of 3, and then I became the middle child, which was an adjustment, but then I loved having little siblings too. And a day in the life, I mean, we would wake up and go to school and do whatever after school activities, which was not much when I was like in elementary school. I would just probably like go to a friend's house, play in the backyard. I feel like I was alone a lot, I'm not gonna lie. Like, my siblings didn't play with me that much. Unless we were at my dad's house. Was I fun?
Yeah. I think you're fun, but were you fun at that
I mean,
age?
I was just like the little sibling, Anyways.
Sorry about that.
My sister was like just old enough that like we weren't like hanging out with the same crowd, She's 5 years older, so.
Yeah.
She was a bit older and doing her own thing, and then my brother, we would play sometimes, but we would fight, so. But then, yeah, when I had my 2 younger step siblings, we would have a lot of fun. Like, I remember we would always play in the backyard, and we'd want all the siblings to play, but they wouldn't always. And we'd have dinner as a family. We'd do our homework. It was, like, pretty basic. Go to the park,
That's that suburbs life right there.
Go to church.
Dinner together.
Were you raised going to church every week?
Yeah. We had to go to church. My Gramsy, which she's sitting up there, you can't see it. It's not in the frame, but she used to, growing up, going to church was like if you didn't go to church, either you stay home, do chores, and get beat up, or you go to church. But going to church was a way better option than staying home. Yeah, it definitely instilled a lot in me. So thank goodness. Thank you, Gramsy.
So you would go with your grandma?
I would go with Gramsy. We'd just walk her to church. Go
and
with
your
all
siblings?
The kids.
All your siblings?
Yeah. I can't remember every Sunday, but I'm sure we were all walking together. All my family, sometimes my parents. But yeah, church was always fun for us because you just go see all your friends, especially when you're younger. Go to class. Your teachers have, snacks for you, sing some songs.
Learn about Jesus.
Learn about Jesus Christ, Heavenly Father. thank goodness. And then come home, and it's just we weren't allowed to watch TV on Sundays. So matter of fact, church was probably the best thing you could do on Sundays. You can't play outside, that's for sure. So going to church was the only time you really got outside.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you like what the rules were growing up. Like, were your parents strict?
I mean, you know my parents.
Well, I do, but these people don't.
Yeah. Were my parents strict? No, because we did a lot. I think my parents,
You kind of got to do a lot on your own, I feel like.
Yeah, you have to be pretty independent growing up back home in Hawaii. There you learn or you learn quick kind of thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, my parents were pretty hands on and hands off. I'm saying, like, you go have fun, but just be safe. You get in trouble, come back home, you're gonna get in trouble from me. You know what I mean? Just don't cause trouble. If you come in contact with other people, just be nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, just try to be a good person. But you learn it all. I mean, when I got home, it was just hi mom, hi dad, time for dinner. With 4 other families in the house, there's no real structure. You just kind of adjust.
Just find your place.
Your
You have to
place.
make
You
your
literally
place.
have to find your place to sleep, to eat.
Yeah, that's so different.
For sure. We definitely come from opposite sides of the what is it called, life spectrum. You didn't want to. You had your own room.
I had my own room. Yeah,
That's crazy. No, that's good. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Good for you. I always wanted my own room when I was a kid. Looking back, as a matter of fact, it's fun having those sleepovers every night with siblings, cousins, since you all live together.
That is one thing I wish I like about the culture, your culture, is that it is so family oriented and you see your cousins all the time. You're with your aunties and uncles.
Yeah.
It's like a daily, weekly thing that you're always together. You live together, some of you, and it's like, that's fun.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, you know?
Yeah. In Hawaii, back home, family is everything. I mean, it's football, family, faith, football, faith, family. Either way, it was football. Food was it was always there, so it didn't need to make it on the list. But we would, it was everything.
How do you feel like you would implement that to our kids?
Meant family. I mean, I try every time. Living in Utah, it's a different culture. We live in our own house. My parents live down the road from us, less than 5 minutes. Your family doesn't live too far away either. I mean, I try to say we should take baby here, just to make sure that she knows, who her extended family is. We're not the best in all, looking at sitting here and thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
At taking her around too much to a lot of our family, but I feel like we give it a decent shot. We can do better, but I mean, hopefully by example, she sees that I care and love for my family, and most importantly, care and love for my wife. That when she has her own family one day, she's able to take what she learned. I want to teach her by action. I learned a little differently, so hopefully for her, it's a good way to learn. How about you? How are you gonna instill the things that you were brought up with, or the principles that you learned and take in your life? How are you gonna teach that to her when she goes or gets older?
I think the biggest thing, like maybe the easiest and like least forceful way to do it, is just by example and like making the time. Like I was telling you this the other day, my favorite thing as a kid was when my whole family was together. When we would all play a board game or we were on a family trip, and it was like that not forced, but the time that we were all together, even if it was for an hour, like that was like my happy place, is when my whole family's together. Even when we'd have a Christmas party and the cousins would come to town, like that, even still to this day, it's like so exciting for me.
Yeah.
And so I think just making those opportunities, even if it is with cousins at, Nana's house, or doing things with our own little family, that it's like we always have this tradition. Same with like the bucket list idea, like making sure that we have the plan set and follow through. Yeah. And then it's like, I feel like as we do that, our kids are going to learn to love it and be like, this is so fun, and cherish those moments and want to stick around, So
your family's good at that. Creating a big thing you guys do is trips. You guys create and plan trips. So it's that set aside family time, and you're not in your normal environment. So you kind of cling to each other even more on vacation, even more on those trips, and try to find ways to hang out, keep each other entertained through the trip.
Yeah.
You guys are really good at that. But I always admired that about your family. And thank goodness I married you, because now I get to be able to go on those trips.
Yeah, I think that's something I definitely want to continue and do. Like, that's so important to me, to be able to
Forgot about that one.
Take trips together. And
costs money.
It does cost money, but it's like, if you're going to spend the money on something, Might as well make memories.
That's gotta be that's just how you validate the worst things.
Oh, it is not the worst thing.
Not the worst things, my bad, but validate instead of saving money for your future.
You can do both. I
You
believe
can
it.
do both. You gotta make a whole lot of money.
Okay. I'm going to ask you what differences surprised you when we first met from a family standpoint or culture standpoint, how I acted versus how you thought I should act.
What differences did I first notice? A big thing is shoes in the house. I saw you wear shoes in your house before when we first met. Even if it's just running to the room, I was like, that's criminal. It's criminal. But yeah, shoes in the house.
I don't do that anymore.
I noticed you guys had, no, thank goodness. Shoes in the house, that's it. Okay. We'll get into that. Never mind. I'm just going to hold that one in. I'm going to hold that one in. That's the best advice. Hoard your emotions. No, don't do that. Hoarder? Hoard? We always have this. What?
No, I didn't know what you were talking about. Hoard.
Hoard your emotions. Yeah, okay. My bad. Delete that. What was I talking about? Oh, shoes in the house. Family dynamic is different. Your guys' conversations compared to our conversations, especially in the home, is completely different. There's a lot of same things, but a lot of very, 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 very different things. The way you guys hang out, the way you guys conversate.
Different how?
I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to think of these details. You're asking me. You're putting me on the spot, and I'm trying to think of a few of them. I mean, the way I talk with your dad and your stepdad Shane, just those conversations. I've never, probably on my one hand, I can count having those conversations with my own parents, my own dad, my two dads that I have. I don't even think I talk about, or we have a very emotional, not crying, but like very deep conversations about whatever we're talking about, business, life, being a husband, being a dad. We get deep into those conversations with your two dads compared to mine. I was always, I don't want to say uncomfortable.
You never talked about feelings though.
No, feelings you don't talk about. That was like
not allowed.
No, you don't talk about feelings. It's foreign. Feelings, I think I learned feelings. I mean, I had feelings, obviously.
You had them.
I had feelings and I felt them, but not in the best. I wasn't really able. I didn't learn how to navigate through emotions properly until I really met you. And my mom kind of taught me by example through the way that she's been through a lot. So I learned a lot through the way she carried herself and reflecting back, thinking, oh, this is why she was, kind of like this in this situations. Yeah. Now that I'm a parent myself, it's very overwhelming to be a parent. Then when you become a parent, you start to really be like, oh, that's what dad or mom was talking about. But yeah, emotions we never talked about in my family. Yeah, emotions. I think I learned a lot of that when I met you. So
same with like mental health. I mean, that obviously goes into with emotions, but
yeah.
When we first got married and I was like struggling with some depression, you did not get it. And
I was horrible at giving
you were
advice.
not there for me in the way that I needed you to be, but I had to teach you how because you didn't learn. Like nobody taught you that. Nobody talked about it. So it wasn't like you.
Depression didn't exist. That's in ours. It exists. Let me get that right. Depression exists, but it didn't exist because we didn't let it.
You don't talk about it.
But that doesn't mean it wasn't there. It was still there.
It was there.
Yeah.
You just gotta.
And I wouldn't say it's only depression. Sad, big feelings, all that stuff.
Everything.
It was there. You just never really expanded on it or never felt like you were able to.
It wasn't like a comfortable place to share everything.
It's shift your energy somewhere else as soon as you can, so you can figure it out on your own later.
Run away from your problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great life lesson.
When we were first married and going through that, and I remember we were sitting on the porch and I was crying, and I was like, I don't know like how to explain it to you. I just feel this way, and I think I was, I don't know, switching medications or something, and it was hard. Yeah. And you were like, just wake up. The worst advice to give to someone with depression. Mr. Aloha over here is like,
I was like, just choose to be happy.
Wake up and choose to be happy. Just, it's up to you. It's up to you. I mean, like,
it is. There's truth in it. But when you're chemically, you can't do that. That's different. And obviously, since I didn't understand depression at the time, chemically, or how your body works.
The brain imbalanced.
That's when I was like, oh, shoot, I better I better learn how to give some better advice in this field.
But for a while, I was like, I'm just not gonna tell him. Like, I can't talk to him about it. I'm gonna have to talk to my mom.
Well, what do you think? What do you think when you did have those emotions? And yeah, thanks to your mom. Your mom was a huge help for navigating through that. But what do you think when you felt those emotions? On top of that, have to teach your husband, and you didn't want to explain it, because you didn't want to have to talk about it with somebody who didn't understand. It was, we brought up, maybe talking to therapists, talking more to family, being more around your family. How did you navigate through depression and teaching your husband what depression is, and then how to conversate with you through it? You know what I mean?
That's a hard question.
It's a
I
loaded
think
question.
that was like a big question. I think, well, honestly, I think you didn't really fully get it until you went through it.
I was just barely diagnosed with depression like 2 months ago, remember?
Yeah, that was funny. But
We'll get to that. That's why she says it's funny.
anyways, like, okay, so after your injury with football, you were depressed. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew it at the time,
Yep.
but you then afterwards, you're like, oh, wow, that was not a good place for you mentally. You were on the couch, which like you couldn't move your legs, so like I get it, but you
That's
were
why I was
on the couch for weeks on end playing video games, and I'm like, you gotta get up, you gotta go on a walk, you gotta move your body, you gotta get up and get yourself some cereal.
You
Like,
just had to say on a walk.
well,
I couldn't walk.
once you could walk and you still weren't walking. Anyways, I think once you went through it, you started to get it more like, okay, like, and I feel like that's also different because there's different types of depression, like the brain imbalance part.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, like the part where there's chemical imbalance in your brain. And then there's like, okay, you went through something really hard, like a traumatic depression. Like you had all these hopes and dreams with football and then they got crushed. So like that's why
God damn. Shala. You had all that going for you. And then bang. It's not going anymore, Dealman. You had to figure it out.
Well, it
got
true.
crushed. No, it's true. I just love the way you delivered that. That was hilarious.
For people who don't know. Yeah. Sorry. Take that out.
No, leave that in. Leave that in. That's the real you.
He's still recovering from that.
No, I mean, I think I'm good now. I went through enough.
Oh, I'm just kidding. But it's just, once you went through it, you started to get it more. And then especially with like, I don't know how we started talking about this. Is this even related?
Yeah, navigating through emotions with family.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Talking about your upbringing.
And I don't feel like my family really talked about it that much, but I feel like it was a safe place to talk about it. But like, even when I didn't feel depressed or go through depression until I was like 18, 19. So I was like out of the house already, I thought.
For real?
But then looking back, when I was like 16, that was a depressing year. Sure. I had no friends. Now, my parents, it's like so talked about because I'm so open about it with my parents.
Yeah.
And they both are like, yeah, we've been on medication for depression too. And I'm like, great, why didn't you tell me that when I was 16 and you could tell that I'm depressed?
Well, you explain to them like how you explained to me, like, depression is genetic, right?
Yeah, it definitely can be.
Is that what you would say your guys' depression is? I'm trying to remember. Depression, like, it's genetic, which
it runs in the family. Yeah,
it runs in the family, and then kind of like what you said, you go through traumatic inspiration.
Right, and that can add to it.
Yeah.
In a different way. But both are hard, and I take medication for it, and I think it's okay if anybody does. And that's another thing. You were kind of against me taking medication. You're like, you don't need that. Like, you just got to wake up and be happy.
Damn, that sounds controlling. I don't think I was that harsh.
No, it wasn't controlling. You just really didn't understand it. You thought I was choosing to just stay depressed. Yeah.
I mean, I best handled it the way I knew at the time. If that doesn't tell you my upbringing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I adjusted, I learned.
And now you're great.
Yeah, thanks. Still learning. Always a learning curve. Going through hard things is never going to end. So the best way to do is learn it. Learn how to go through hard things early and how to control yourself through those situations, or at least keep your emotions in check through hard situations, because life has its way. But go on to our next one.
Let's see. Are there any cultural traditions, like specifically Hawaiian or Samoan, which is you're half and half, right?
I'm all of it. I'm German, white, Chinese.
Okay. But your main...
Don't matter how much percentage, you got a flick of it in you, so you're good.
Okay. But with those cultural traditions, what do you remember? What stuck out? What would you want to do with our kids?
Well, we talked about family in the big cultures that are in my life, which is Samoan, Hawaiian, the Polynesian culture, family is everything. So yeah, that's a reflection. Family being everything is a reflection of those ethnicities, being Samoan, being Hawaiian.
Yeah. Big values to
Yeah,
you.
we value family, respect,
Oh, that's a
loyalty
big one. Yeah.
is a huge thing. I would say like my character and the way I carry myself, like my morals that I have for myself, and hopefully that I can be able to teach my daughter are from growing up in those cultures or in my culture that I'm in. So
Yeah.
the culture that I'm in. So,
Hmm? I'm sorry.
how about for you?
Well, I'm just white.
In your culture, how did from your upbringing, did you learn like all the values that I kind of just talked about? Respect, loyalty. What do you guys do to teach that? Or what don't you do to teach that? Either one.
I think from a young age, my parents taught me to respect them for sure, and like you don't mess around. And honestly, me and my siblings, we were good kids. Like all of us, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, from my point of view, like none of us were crazy hard or like rebellious. Maybe I was later on, but like as kids, I remember my mom would give us the knuckle, the good old middle knuckle if we were messing around in the back seat. She would be driving in one hand, probably on the phone in the other hand. Me and Corbin, my brother, would be flicking each other or whatever, like being annoying.
Let's expand on that.
You know what I mean?
That's bad brain.
And she wouldn't say anything. She would just start throwing her knuckle back and
the good old parent driving,
see
but disciplining at the same time.
whose forehead she could hit. Yeah. Anyways, but like we were scared of her.
Flicking each other in the back.
So I'm taking that out. And my dad, I don't know how we learned it. Like we would go to timeout. I got spanked a couple of times. Are we allowed to talk about this?
Yeah. This is just real us.
Yeah, no, but we like.
Why lie? You guys.
My dad would just give me a look, and I would not continue down what I was doing at church.
Every time?
Oh yeah, all he had to do was give me a look. Easy. He never had to yell or anything. I don't know what they did early on enough that I was like, okay, don't mess around. But I was scared of him, so I think you have to instill a little bit of fear in a healthy way. That's like,
yeah, they just gotta know
you
that
just need to respect them. The parents.
There's hierarchies in family.
Yes,
and these are the parents. You listen to your parents, and you, like we said in the beginning of the podcast, take the good, leave the bad.
Yeah,
learn from the bad.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, what are the hard parts about, our marriage with the cultural differences or our relationship? I think for me at the beginning, it was a bit of a adjustment to the culture, just like with honestly the greeting part. Like everybody gives a hug and a kiss. Not everybody all the time, but like that's what you should do. Yeah. That's the respectful thing. And I was just kind of shy. Like, I'm not just going to go up to people that I don't know and do that, but you like expected me to do that. Yeah. And I'm like, ugh. I
mean, not at first. Obviously, I know you didn't know.
Yeah, not at very first, but even, like I would prefer that you would walk me around, which you did. But walk me around and be like, this is my auntie, this is my uncle, whatever. Yeah. And introduce you. Yeah. Instead of like, hey, go around and introduce yourself to everybody. Yeah. Like, I'm not comfortable with that.
Which, just for the record, is how we had to do it.
Yeah, as kids, right?
As kids, yeah. It was go around. Nobody's going to hold your hand. You have to, like you said, you have to kind of assert yourself, make yourself known in some way.
Yeah, and my family's not like that. Yeah. Like, we're like, hey, from the front of the room and bye.
Yeah, that is a huge thing. When we leave your family's house,
you always be giving hugs.
I try to, yeah, it's a weird thing. I remember when we would leave like your mom and Shane them's house, it would be like, we'll see you guys later. And just walk out the door.
And you're like, hey, wait.
And now I would remember like, the hell are we doing? Let's go upstairs, Mom. And then jam, and it should be good. At least to tell them I love you in front of their eye, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's a huge difference still to this day. Like at least giving knuckles. But yeah. It's normal. It's normal in your guys' culture. And it's like if I left my house without saying bye to my mom, she'll call me and be like, "You're just not gonna say bye." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if I yelled bye, she would probably still call me and be like, "You never gave mom a kiss."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel that's a huge thing, and I actually hope to instill that into my daughter and
I think we
our
have.
future
I even
kids.
try to make an effort, like, hey, say bye to all your cousins, give hugs,
Yeah.
say bye to grandma, grandpa, whatever.
I just think it's so. The older we get, I just see how more precious life is. You really want to,
Tell the people you love
yeah,
that you love
leave
them.
the impression when you're leaving as the "I love you"
Yeah. Leave on a good note.
and hopefully mean it. That's the main thing. Saying it because you just never know in this life. You never know, and I think it's underrated.
Yeah.
So hopefully we instill that into our kids and they
You're
see the
not too
importance of
cool
it
to
as
give
we
a
get older.
hug.
Yeah.
Show people you love them.
I will say though, you don't have to do it. In my culture, and this is probably going against the grain for my own culture, I wouldn't teach my kids that you have to say hi to every single person because if in a room, sometimes you're in a room with some people you wouldn't, your morals, your characters, or your morals, your beliefs don't line up with each other. Doesn't mean I hate the person. Doesn't mean I even dislike them. And if my child decides that or does like them, I'm not gonna say like, say hi to auntie, but you don't love them, you don't like them. Still family. At the end of the day, we're all still
Yeah.
family, but I wouldn't force my child to go over there and
They're uncomfortable
give a
or
kiss.
something.
Yeah. And that's still something I'm still navigating. I have to unteach myself. I don't know what it's called. There's got to be something out there that's what it's called when you're
Rewiring your brain.
well, shit. That's what it's called. And yeah, I have to rewire my brain to teach my daughter when she's at places like she doesn't have to go to every single person.
Yeah.
I think there's a healthy balance.
She can respect her
Yeah.
body and her feelings too.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean,
How
she's
about
2, but she can learn as she gets older. Like, we don't want to force her to do things she doesn't want to do.
Yeah. And I know you brought up greeting for our culture. What are some other underlying things that I mean, I kind of know some off the top of my head, but what do you think were like a big adjustment when we got married? I mean, we were together for quite some time before we got married. Took that gap that you were talking about the last episode of being broken up. But you knew my family even before we broke up and stuff like that, and kind of had a little trailer to how life would be with me in it. So
Yeah.
what were some other underlying?
Well,
Just say it, lady. I mean, shit. If it
no,
hurts my feelings, it
it's
hurts my
not gonna hurt your
feelings.
feelings, but just like the money part of it,
Yeah.
like, you're just sort of expected to give money for like a lot of occasions.
These CEs, everything.
Yeah. And it'll be like, I feel like bad talking about this.
Oh,
And I feel like this is more when we were at the beginning of our marriage because we didn't have a lot of money. And so it was like, oh my gosh, why are we
still don't
sending?
have a lot of money.
Well, we have more now to where I'm not like stressed to pay our bills. And before I'd be like, hey, we got to send $100 here. And I'm like, oh, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's a lot of money. We can't do that. Like,
Yeah.
but you were like, this is just what we got to do. And I'm like,
From my perspective, I believe selfishly that donating, or we call it, C's and Lees and stuff like that, when people pass away or something big is happening in somebody's life, marriage, good karma. I
yeah,
think
for
it all
sure.
comes around. But like you said, I was giving without thinking about what this could do for our relationship, our family, our future, what we were trying to work on in our life. I definitely never thought first.
And I think also the part that was hard is you wouldn't always tell me. And then I would find out about it.
So, yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, yeah.
I think the best thing we did was combine bank accounts for this situation. Combine bank accounts, give you the login, and I trust you and you trust me. We both have a very good understanding of what we expect from each other.
Yeah.
Because some people probably disagree with the way we handle that. I don't even have our login to our bank.
Well, I think a lot of people don't even share accounts.
I didn't know that either, but I just try to stay in my lane. From ours, the way we handle it is you pretty much are the money person.
Yeah.
And I'm just the guy who goes and try to figure out how to get it. But
I manage it.
It's worked great for us, thank goodness. Because when it was the other way around, we had 2 different accounts. It didn't really. I mean, I guess we didn't know what wrong was until we combined it. So thank goodness we combined it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're way better at saving with you in charge. So thank goodness.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can still find ways to donate to CEs, donate to Lees and stuff like that in a healthy way.
I've also come around and I feel like we're on a good terms with it where you always ask me before you do it and make sure it's okay. We come up with a number that's fair and, You know, it's not like we're breaking our bank to help
The good
someone.
thing is we had the hard conversation because I feel like I avoided it.
Mm.
I was too scared to be like, oh, this is just what we do in our culture and you don't even question it. Thank goodness
But that's not
I
what we
opened
do in my
myself
culture.
enough.
So I was like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Like, we're kind of every man for themselves, you know, which it's not the best thing either. Like, we should help each other out more. But
yeah,
me and my siblings, we never ask each other for money or.
there's a healthy balance because I learned a lot from your family, a lot of great things.
Mhm.
So I'm glad I was able to kind of take in what you're trying to tell me and that we were able to work together and
It's a
finally apply it.
compromise. Yeah.
Exactly. We
I
met
don't
in the
think either
middle
way is
there.
right or wrong. It's just you got to find what works for
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
your marriage.
Culture shocks. Finances are always a hard thing, I imagine, in a lot of marriages, and when you're coming from two different backgrounds,
Yeah.
learning two different ways of managing money, it's
Mhm.
always everybody has their opinions, but you definitely got to compromise. That's probably the number one word I would. Well, I guess there's two words that I would describe what marriage is like, especially coming from two different backgrounds,
Mhm.
very different backgrounds, is compromise and sacrifice. That's probably what you have to get used to and find a way to make it enjoyable as well. So that's not all you're doing and everything you're doing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And we've finally done a pretty good job at that.
We're getting there.
Another thing that your family or I learned from you is kind of what we talked about with emotions is communication. Communicating, yeah. I feel like it's always a working
Work in
piece.
progress. Yeah.
So you taught me how to your family was able to talk through your emotions, and I learned a lot from that, and try to apply that in the way we communicate, not only in emotions, but there's a healthy way of over communicating, and we've been talking about that,
With work stuff, it's
with a lot of things that we're doing. I think
Mhm.
it's helped us a lot. It leaves out the space for assuming, the space for
thinking you're gonna,
Thank goodness,
or
we
thinking,
learned
oh
that.
wait, I swear I told you that.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
never heard.
Which, especially in those times, it causes those little
Right.
nit-grit
It
arguments.
could prevent those from happening if.
Yeah. So thanks to you and your family for teaching me a little bit on the communication game.
Mhm. Do
Appreciate
you have
that.
any more of the hard things from culture point of view?
From yours?
Either way, yours, just us combining, like once we were married. I mean, mixing.
Seems like you want
This
to talk
should be
about
a
this topic.
whole episode about
Yeah.
mixing.
I mean, I didn't mix when we first met. I didn't
Which
mix.
it was like a bait and switch because you never.
Bait and switch. There's a lot of bait and switching going on both ways here.
What?
Like I said, we call it compromise and sacrifice, my lady. That's what we call it.
Oh, we're still figuring out.
Yeah. We have to learn how to communicate.
For those who don't know, mixing is drinking kava all night long with the boys.
All night long.
Kava is a root. It comes from
Yeah.
Tonga.
Comes from a few places, but that's one of them.
And they just drink buckets and buckets and sit around and sing songs. Like, it's a fun time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it's the frequency that I have a hard time with.
Yeah. Frequency is definitely something I can work on. But kava it's not like an alcoholic beverage. It's something that relaxes you.
Mm-hmm.
And like she said, you come and hang out with some friends, you drink kava and you sing songs, kind of talk about your guys' weeks, laugh and joke. To us, I mean, since I mix, it's a nice reset.
Yeah.
I would compare it to like filling up your cup, your own personal cup,
like a girls'
night. Go home. Exactly. We just have a little more than girls' night, which probably shows that maybe girls should plan a little better.
Okay.
No shots, but just saying. We're really good at putting activities together. Too good. It's every night. Too
good. So. There's always a mix you could go to, and there's always a reason to mix. He's in town. It's his birthday. He's getting engaged. Oh, he got engaged. Oh, it's his marriage. Oh, the blinking. Oh, passed away. Oh, it's his birthday again.
Bring the passed away into it. That's a valid excuse.
They could all be valid, but there's always one. So.
There is always a reason, but
and it's always going to be there. That bucket will always be there. So just Ma'a has FOMO.
But like it's the same thing with when you say bye to people. Like that principle, you never know when it's your last time.
Okay. So that's a little dramatic. Like it's true, but you've gotten you used chronic. To struggle with FOMO, and you would not want to turn down a mix because you what if it's the best night of your life? You're like,
I wouldn't say I've ever had. There's not one mix. Sorry.
that was the best.
That was the best night of my life.
There you go. After hundreds of mixes, don't you think you would be like, I'm not missing out
It
on
might
much?
be the second best night of my life, for the record, so that my wife doesn't think. I don't want you to go say no now every time I ask.
No, I don't.
No, I'm just kidding. There's a healthy balance that I need to learn. And this word balance that I keep saying, I have a friction opinion against it because I don't think balance really exists, which is another topic that we could go into, but let's not fall into that rabbit hole yet. But a healthy balance that I could work on.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah. What's our next one?
I think that's all I can think of, but do you have any more?
Not off the top of my head. No, I'm sure maybe as we go, I'll probably reflect back to the question.
I feel like those were the biggest ones. Like in the beginning, that were really like, what do we do?
Yeah. That doesn't mean we're good at it yet. I don't think we'll ever be great at it, but it's always a working piece, like we talked about. You just always compromise and sacrifice and hopefully find a way to enjoy it. It is.
It's a good life.
We live a great life. There's a lot of things we had to learn how to navigate through, but we definitely, I like to call it the American dream. Even though Hawaii is America.
But there like some beef with Hawaii in America? Will you teach me the history? Do you know the history?
No.
Wasn't there a king over there?
King Kamehameha.
Aha, I knew you knew it.
Well, now I see myself a lot. No, I'm just kidding. Chief of Wars. Tune in, go watch that on Apple TV.
Okay. Well.
That was all the time. Great.
I think that was good.
That was a great podcast.
I learned something. Did you?
I did, absolutely.
But how cool is it that we can take both of our favorite things, both of the good things?
I think it's awesome.
And become our own family and make our own family culture, like our own family dynamic of the way we do things. And it doesn't have to be your way or my way. It's our way. Yeah,
I think now that we're talking about this, reflecting back to some of our questions and what we're talking about, and my culture, it's old school. And I'm not sure how it was when you guys were growing up, but we got beat up. We got in trouble, yelled at. You know, our consequences were pretty physical. Like how you said your dad, something you said, like your dad just gave you the look, you knew to do better. We did not. My dad gave me the look, I still did wrong. And maybe I could learn something from your guys' book, and maybe you guys could learn something from our book, but we grew up, you know, physically, there was physical consequences to the actions that you were taking. So you better think twice. And if you didn't think twice, you learned the lesson. But yeah, we had a rough upbringing. And then moving to Utah, and getting adopted into my Ross from the Moana family. We had to do hard work over there, you know, pick up a shovel, dig holes every day, especially being junior, senior high school. It's not something you want to do. Digging holes all day and then go straight to practice, go back, pour concrete right after practice. And hopefully you're healthy enough to do it the next day is really the bet. But for my culture, you respect the old school ways. And I think our listeners know that there's a version from the old school that's how they were taught. And yeah, that's just how we learned. So, and that's something we will be doing differently with our kids. For sure. That's part of the rewiring that we talked about early in the podcast. Yeah. I think I'm learning that as we go on. You are. And I think you've honestly done really great at being a dad. Yeah. Thank you. That's probably the best compliment I could ever get. Yeah, you're a really good dad. And I mean, she's 2 years old, but you know, you have to start disciplining and teaching. And yeah, that doesn't mean she listens. Well, no, to me, she's really good at listening to you, and you give her that look and she does respect me. Yeah, but I'd be trying to give her looks and she's like, no, Dad, be nice. I'm like, huh? Yeah, that's true. But you're a really good dad. You sit there, you hold her hands and you say, this is what we're not going to do. Yeah. You give her a kiss. You make sure she doesn't feel like she's in trouble. Yeah. And you're okay. You love her. Yeah. I think that's really great. I mean, it's a good start for 2 years old. Good success in the future, I think. Yeah. Hopefully, like I said, communicating, emotional, all that stuff that I wasn't able to talk about while growing up. I learned it from you. And you didn't see it modeled. Yeah. Well, I think it's a good thing the way you guys are able to talk and create that space for your kids, for your family. So I'm hoping, and I see the result of how that can affect a person. So I'm trying to hopefully create that space for my daughter and discipline her in a better way than I learned. But I still do think, and I'm not talking about the physical parts, but there's a lot of things that from my upbringing, I feel like, okay, this could apply here. Yeah, for sure. So hopefully I'm able to mix the two and make a beautiful baked bread. So
I made bread the other day.
You did make. That's why I probably thought about it subconsciously. But
some good rolls.
How about
butter
you?
rolls.
What did you learn from this?
Okay, I think the biggest thing overall, not just from, us talking right now, but just from everything I've learned is like your way isn't right and my way isn't right. And I think in the beginning I was like, my way is right,
Yeah.
But now I'm like, okay, my way isn't right, your way isn't right, and we just have to make our own way.
Yeah. We have to create a way, come to some kind of compromise,
Yeah, meet
let
in
go
the
on
middle.
both each other's end,
Yeah.
whatever we're
Exactly.
trying to get through.
And I think that applies for a lot of things too, like even just how we clean the kitchen differently. It's like my way isn't right and your way isn't right. It's getting done either way. We just
There's a right way to clean the kitchen though.
need to respect each other's way.
Yeah.
And we don't always have to convince the other that
Yeah.
it's not like.
Yeah.
But that's
I'm bad at that, so that I feel like that's why you brought that up.
No, I'm just saying it can apply to anything.
Yeah.
You don't always have to be right. And you're not always right.
You're right. Well,
on that note,
thank you guys for tuning in. Again, we appreciate you guys for taking the time to watch our last episode. Appreciate you guys for listening on this episode. We hope you guys have a good
weekend because it's Happy Aloha Friday.
It is, yeah. Sorry about that. Try a poppy strawberry lemonade. This was actually really good.
It
Go
is
get
really good.
all the husbands. Go get your wives some flowers. Do something that shows them that you're thinking about them and you appreciate them. Any advice for the husbands or for the wives? I mean,
happy wife, happy life.
That's not the advice I was looking for. But go ahead and find some time. I think everybody needs to find some time to fill up your own cups, to give your best to your family and everybody in your life. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself because it starts from you. We appreciate you guys. Have a happy Aloha Friday. I'm Ma'a.
I'm Liv.
And thank you for tuning in on Live and Aloha podcast.
Bye.